Evet, katılımcılarımızın gelmesini bekliyoruz. Evet arkadaşlar, hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün 135 farklı programıyla Seattle College'da okumanın faydalarını BETA'dan dinliyor olacağız. Lütfen sorularınızı soru cevap bölümünden yönlendirmenizi rica ederiz. Hi Beta, the stage is yours now.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Beta Anderson, and I'm the Associate Director of International Marketing and Outreach at Seattle Colleges. And I'm very thankful to be here today and talk to you a little bit about our schools. So yeah, here's the photo of Seattle downtown. So let me talk a little bit more about our location. So here you see the map of the United States. And as you can see, Seattle is located on the west side of the United States in Washington State. Again, on the left-hand side, you can see some of the photos of Seattle. The previous photo you saw on the first slide, there was a Space Needle, and that's probably how you can recognize Seattle the most. Also on my background, another very popular thing in Seattle is a public market. And of course, we do have different teams. We have American football, we have soccer, we have baseball. So we have several different stadiums in Seattle. So it's always fun and there's always something to do. When it comes to the landscape of Washington State itself, it's really nice because there's a lot of things to do. The climate itself, it's pretty pleasant. We don't get very hard winters. So sometimes it snows, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on the year, but it does rain a little bit in the winter, which is fine. We are used to it and you can still do everything you want. However, if you do want to go and ski in the mountains, you can just drive within maybe 40 minutes and go skiing in the mountains. In the summers, you can go snowboarding, kayaking. We have a lot of lakes, rivers, but also there's a lot of then there is Seattle itself, which is of course a city, and there are some other towns, cities that you can go and explore. So again, there's a lot to do. We are also very close to Vancouver, Canada, which is about an hour-and-a-half drive from Seattle. So as I mentioned, Seattle Colleges has 3 campuses. So we have North Seattle College, we have Seattle Central College, South Seattle College. So all of those colleges are located in Seattle itself. So you can apply to any of them and for the program you want to study. So let me tell you a little bit of each campus. So our North Seattle College, it's a semi-urban artistic, and it is in this urban and residential area. It's very walkable to the nearby Green Lake, and there's a lot of shopping there. And you can just get on the subway and be in Seattle downtown within minutes. So if you are taking classes at the north and you want to just go to Seattle downtown, it's not going to take you a long time. It's relatively close. You get on the subway and within minutes, you're just downtown Seattle. And our Seattle Central College is located in downtown. So Seattle Central College is mainly this huge big building. You see the brick building. So this one is in the area called Capitol Hill, where you have a lot of restaurants, shops. So it's a very walkable area for students to live or study in this neighborhood. And as you can see on this photo as well, you can definitely walk to this Pike Place Market or Space Needle, and that would be about 15-20 minutes walk, but you can again hop on the subway, light rail, or hop on the bus and be there within 5 minutes. The dormitory, or more like a housing, it's across from this building. So across the street, there is a housing. So if you are interested in staying in housing, you can definitely apply for that as well. The housing applies to 3 other colleges. So if you study at South or North, you can still apply for the housing that is in that area, Capitol Hill, across the street from Seattle Central College. Okay, and last but not least, we have Seattle South College. So this one is a little bit outside of city center. So it's more in a peaceful area, not like, you know, it's not surrounded by high rises. It's more surrounded by gardens, greenery. It has this maybe kind of like American campus vibe. And it's about also 10-15 minutes drive from Seattle downtown. Okay, so we are Seattle colleges, and we offer 2-year degree programs for 2+2. So we do also offer, besides associate degree programs and transfer degree programs, bachelor degree programs as well. So that's why the word community, it's kind of removed from the name of Seattle colleges, because we do offer some programs that are 4-year degree programs. But since we are the most popular of 2+2, so transfer degree program, where most students still come and do just 2 years here and then transfer. That's why I have on the slide the word community still. But the Seattle colleges provide affordable post-secondary education as a pathway to that 4-year degree. So again, you come, you study for 2 years, and then you can transfer for another 2 years. And you can also receive a benefit of OPT, so optional practical training, after 2 years of study at one of the Seattle colleges. So if you would have decided to go to the university, then you have to study 4 years straight. And then only after those first years, you are eligible to apply for OPT. But if you start at Seattle colleges, you can actually do 2 years, get your associate degree, and then do a year of OPT, and then transfer for another 2 years and do another OPT. So basically, if you would decide to start at schools such as Seattle colleges, then you qualify for 2 OPTs versus 1. So this is definitely one of the benefits. Another benefit will be, of course, the cost. The cost at Seattle colleges, it's in comparison to universities, much cheaper. And in the first 2 years, the classes you have to take are kind of the same that you would take at the university, but here you would take them at a much lower cost. So again, this is just a brief explanation. How does this look in the United States? How does this educational system works? So you could come to community college first and do the year first with general education courses, which at the university you also have to take general education courses in year first. Year second, it's general education courses plus courses that you will be taking towards your degree, so a little upper level courses, and the same thing at the university. And then at the community college, you can earn associate degree and transfer, or you can do OPT, and then you transfer to the year 3. So at the university, you can do year 3 and year 4, and then earn your bachelor's degree. So again, you can save a lot of money because, as I mentioned, you will be taking the same classes that you will be taking at the university. And at the end, you're still getting that bachelor's degree. I myself did the community college many years ago. So I did study for 2 years, and then I did transfer for 2 more, and I got the bachelor's degree at the end. And this system is very popular among students in the United States. So Americans, it's very common for them to come and do the 2 years at the community college and then transfer to the university. So programs that we offer, so this college transfer degree program, again, you take 2 years and then transfer for another 2 years. And at the end, you get your bachelor's degree. We also have a high school completion program, meaning that here you can actually apply for high school completion program, and you will be study for 2 first years. And at the end, you will get a high school completion program from Washington State. So you would get the Washington State High School Diploma, as well as associate degree. So we accept students as early as 16 years old. So if you decide to do this program, you can study when you're 16 and 17. At the age of 18, you can already have your high school completion diploma as well as associate degree. And then you can transfer to 2 more years. And at age of 20, you're done with a bachelor's degree. Where on average, the bachelor degree completion, it's about, students are about 21 or 22 years old. So you can really be ahead and be done with the education much quicker. It is an intense program. You do taking the college classes in this program, but of course, we have students applying to this program all the time, and they are very successful. Another option that we offer at our schools are career training programs. So there's so many different professional and technical fields, and some of the examples are culinary arts, where you can, learn how to cook or kind of continue your passion with cooking. We do have restaurants at the central Seattle Central, where, you know, you can get a real life experience, how that field works. But we also have many career training programs such as nursing, web design, apparel design, carpentry. So there's a lot to choose from. And of course, some of those are in different colleges. So the culinary arts, for example, is at the Seattle Central, but for example, aviation program will be in another college location. We do have Institute of English, so ESL Intensive English Program. It's 5 different levels, and you also can take the Bridge program. That is a mix of ESL at college level courses to kind of get you a little bit closer into that college level program. So after completion of the Bridge program, you can start the college level program. And we do have a lot of, sorry about that. And we do have some of the certificate programs where you can only study for 3 to 12 months and learn a certificate. Our focus areas are global business, computer science, culture, communication, general studies, and MBA preparation. So we do have a transfer admission guarantee. We do have a conditional admissions to over 20 US institutions. The student, when they're admitted to Seattle colleges, can request a conditional acceptance letter. And those are based on GPA and other requirements for transfer. But basically, when you're applying to Seattle colleges, you can choose some of our partners and other partner schools, and you can get a conditional acceptance to that university as well. So that can help you get your visa, because often the US consular will ask you, what is your plan? So if you already have the acceptance letter for another school after completing a Seattle colleges, you have that plan already in place, so in your head. So they definitely can see that as a benefit. That doesn't mean that you have to go to the school you choose, that university that you choose. You can always you know, change the school after you arrive to Seattle, and you will do some more exploring, and you decide, oh, the school I was hoping to transfer to is not the school I want to go to. Then you can just change that and go to a different, apply to a different university. But again, I recommend it. But if you don't want to, you definitely don't have to even choose any other school you are thinking about transferring to. You can just apply to Seattle colleges and then decide after you arrive where you would like to transfer, if you would like to transfer at all. Some of the examples of our partner institution are San Francisco State University, University of Alaska, University of Washington, Butler, Arizona State University, and Seattle University. So 10 top reasons to choose our schools. So as mentioned, the location. We have been nationally recognized. We do have very unique programs. We have a transfer guarantees, diverse study body, variety of different housing. We have a lower tuition, enjoyable campus life, flexible admissions, and nearby universities. So how would the process look like? So before the admissions, you get information. So this is great that you're attending the session. That would be your first step. Then of course you can email us and ask for even more information. If you're not sure about everything, yet, or just simply have some additional questions, then you can apply. We have 4 intakes a year. So we admit students for fall, winter, spring, and summer. And you can apply 15 months in advance. So even if you don't want to come right away, but you know you would like to come for next fall, for example, you can already apply. Then you schedule your visa interview, and then you secure housing. Of course, you make your travel arrangements if you receive your visa, arrive to Seattle. We have a mandatory orientation. So you would be attending the orientation. And then the most exciting part, you've done with all those pre-arrival stuff, and then you can actually start your study and start taking classes. And that's the most exciting part. So each quarter is about 12 weeks. And our deadlines are the same every year. So for the fall, the deadline's always August 25th. For winter, the deadline's always November 25th. For spring, February 25th. And for summer, May 25th. So easy to remember. Our next application deadline is for spring. So classes, so it's February 25th, and the classes will start April 3rd. So the requirements are very easy. We do have an online application. So yes, you can basically apply from any part of, as long as you have access to your computer, any computer. Then there is a $50 application fee. There's proof of finances that every international student need to also submit when applying to any school in the United States for F1 visa, and a copy of passport ID page. So proof of English proficiency is optional, so you don't have to submit that. If you don't submit the proof of English proficiency, then you will be taking a placement test. And right now for the placement test, we are using Duolingo. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with that. So this is instead of the regular placement test that we were offering as at school. We now use the service of Duolingo to do that placement test. So based on the results of your Duolingo, based on those results, you will be placed in either intensive English program bridge or college level. However, if you want to avoid taking that placement test, so Duolingo, you can submit a proof of English proficiency that can guarantee you to go into the college level right away. And you can submit TOEFL or IELTS, and those are the most popular that we've been receiving. There's a few other options. So if you're interested in that too, you can also visit our website. But the TOEFL required score for college level is 64, and for IELTS it's 6.0 with SAP scores 5.5 and above. So as you can see, the requirements are pretty straightforward and pretty easy. If you are 16 or 17 years old, you will have to also submit a high school diploma or your transcript if you're only 16 or 17 years old. So here is the cost. So intensive English for 1 quarter. So 1 quarter is that 12 weeks. So that's about 3 months. So that 1 quarter for tuition, it's 3,330 for 1 academic year. So for 1 entire year, the tuition will be 9,990. And for college level, it's pretty similar. So the tuition for 1 quarter, it's about 3,403. And for college level, 10,002. So this is the cost of just tuition. However, you have to think about some additional fees, which are kind of listed here. Some other approximate fees, books and supplies, medical insurance, which is required, and some miscellaneous transportation, and of course, housing and food. So for I-20 purposes, because we need to put how much is estimated cost of living, of attending schools and living expenses under I-20. So for I-20 and proof of finance, that you will have to submit for intensive English, it's 22,635 that you would need to have a bank statement for, and for college level, 23,244. And then of course, the housing and food depends how much that's gonna end up costing you, because you can live in different areas, and you can choose different options of housing. And it can be the housing on campus, or it can be a homestay, or it can be an apartment. So it kind of depends on which option you would choose. That amount of money will vary. So homestays, of course, you would experience living with Americans, and mostly you will get the room as well as meals will be provided. On-campus apartments, so we are located within 2 minutes walk from Seattle Central College, but any students who are admitted to any of our schools can also apply to live on campus. The only thing to keep in mind for on-campus apartments is that you have to be at least 17 years old. So if you are 16, you can apply to our schools and you can start taking classes, but to live on campus apartment, you need to be 17. And there's off-campus apartments, so you can find the apartments in Seattle or someone nearby. And here you will, sometimes you can find apartments to live with other roommates and split the cost, of course, of renting the place and split the utilities. You will have some common areas, most likely your own room, but some common areas like living room, kitchen, and that will be for use of all of your roommates. And there are some short-term housings. You can stay at hostels, hotels, if you need that temporary housing when you're trying to figure out where you want to live longer term. Okay, so this is actually a picture of the Seattle Central College. So it is the one right downtown Seattle. If you have any questions, I'm gonna go ahead and answer them now. Okay, so what is the admission requirements for business major? So right now the requirements are the same as I mentioned during this presentation for this specific major. So basically you follow the admissions requirement as an international student, and in the application, you will have an option to choose your major, and that's where you will put your business major. Just keep in mind, if you want to start and study business right away, you can submit that proof of English proficiency, which is optional. Otherwise, you will just be taking a placement test, and based on the results, you will be placed in the appropriate level or program. So it might be intensive English, and might be bridge or college. Another question. Are your colleges linked to Seattle University of Washington? So no, we are separate, but you can, both of those schools, actually, Seattle University, it's very close to Seattle Central College. It's just maybe, I don't know, few minutes walk, 5-10, probably around 10 minutes walk. The other one, University of Washington, it's a little bit farther. I mean, farther meaning that maybe 5 minutes by driving, 5 to 10 minutes by drive. But even though we are separate schools, you can definitely apply there after completing with Seattle colleges and finish your bachelor's degree in any of those. All of the classes that you will take at our schools will transfer there. So you can start at year 3 and study there for year 3 and 4, and then get your bachelor's degree. Another question. Could you also please inform about the scholarship opportunities? So we do have scholarships available. So right now we do have scholarships available through Scholarship Foundation program. Students can apply for those scholarships after they're admitted to our school and have a student ID number. Another question, how is career opportunities in the US for international students after graduation? Because in Seattle area, Washington area, there's a lot of tech companies. So I don't know how you're familiar with our area, but we have a headquarters of Amazon, Microsoft, T-Mobile, and there's Boeing here. So Starbucks originated here. So we do have a lot of opportunities, job opportunities for students. And again, it doesn't have to be Washington itself. After you apply for OPT, optional practical training, and you are eligible to work full-time actually in any place of the United States. So you can always apply for jobs elsewhere as well. But there is a big opportunities, jobs opportunities, especially related to programs such as computer science, business, engineering here in Washington State itself. Oh, another question. I was wondering about the social students clubs, what kind of clubs you have. That's a great question. And we actually do have a lot of clubs offer on our campuses that you can join. And if you want to create your own club, you can do that as well. I will be happy to send you the list of the clubs. So I can follow up and maybe I can provide my email address here in a moment in the chat, and then you can email me. So I have your email address and I can send you the clubs that we currently have. Another question, do you offer scholarships for international students? So I answered this. Okay, another question. Thank you for the presentation. Do you help international students find a job after graduation? So we do have a career center. We help students write resumes, so CVs, and yes, we have resources that we can definitely help you with. Of course, we won't like apply on your behalf or anything, but again, we do have career center where we have jobs listed, posted. We have resources are where you can go and find your jobs. So yes, we do help. Could you please inform us about language requirements? For TOEFL, the required score 64. For IELTS, at 6.0 with subscores 5.5 and above. guys. Oh, sorry. Okay. And that's optional. So again, it's not requirement for you to submit a proof of English proficiency. Okay. I'm still here. Okay, next question. Okay. How long does it take to process an application? Right now, it takes up to 15 days, 1-5, to process the application. It might take between 5 to 15 days. So it kind of depends, you know, how busy our admission staff is. Are we able to work during our education? You are allowed to work up to 16 hours on one of our campuses. So yes, but only on the campus. So you can work outside schools. So you have to have a job on campus in one of the departments. How about the living expenses in Seattle? So it might vary. It depends where you live, how many people you live with, but usually you have to estimate that probably the housing is gonna be from around $700 per month to up to like $1,500 per month. And then food also, well, of course, you have to also consider about buying food as well. So yes, so you can, so let me see. So I would say about, so we say it's about housing and food for 3 months. It's a little over $3,000. So yeah, about like $1,000 per month, maybe with the food. Okay. Is it better to live on campus or off campus? That's a good question. So I would say it depends a little bit, because if you totally new to the area and to United States and you completely don't know anyone, I would suggest applying for campus first. There's different options. You don't have to commit to live on campus for an entire year. You can live there for 3 months or 6 months. So I think if you don't know anyone, if you're coming to the United States for the first time, then I would suggest staying on campus first, and then you can, and then you're gonna meet people very, very fast in your first time attending school. Also, by living with someone on campus, you're gonna share the apartment, so you're gonna make friends, and then you can decide to move and live out of the campus. However, you can always, if you decide to do the if you decide to live with the homestay family, then of course you're gonna live off campus, and then you can still find apartment somewhere off campus as well, nearby school too, and still make friends. But yeah, my suggestion would be that you could try always to apply for housing first if you want to get to know people faster, and then feel, you know, you're gonna be just, I mean, you're gonna be near schools and stuff. So that would be a good option. So yeah. Okay, so those are some Q&A. Okay, there's, let me see the chat here. Oh, okay. Oh, Q&A. Okay, perfect. Okay, so did I miss anything? Did I miss any? answers. Okay. There is a question about tuition again and fees. If we do give any discount. So we do not have like a specific discount. Again, we do have those scholarships available for students after they apply. They can apply for scholarships. And the discount I can give you is that if you will decide to apply, I can give you a discount for the application fee waiver. So $50 application fee waiver. I can give you a discount for that. So your application won't cost anything. Yeah, but you will have to let me know that you attended this session. So and then I can give you a code and you don't have to pay the $50 processing fee.
Yes, thank you very much for the great presentation, Bera. It was very informative session for the attendees and you covered all of the questions. Thank you for your answers. Also, I would like you to put your email address on the chat so that the participants can contact you if they have further questions.
Sorry, I forgot about that. Thank you for reminding me. And then also, I would like to put in this chat our Instagram account. It would be good if you guys are interested to follow us on Instagram because we post some student testimonials, we post some information about events. So you can always, follow us and kind of see what's happening. So first I'm gonna submit here in the chat are my email address. And let me just go ahead and also give you the link to our Instagram account. Actually, let me see here one moment. If you just moment, okay. Okay, there is the link.
All right, thank you. And also I would like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Seattle Colleges ile ilgili diğer sorularınız için chat kısmında paylaşılmış olan mail adresinden VT ile iletişime geçebilirsiniz. Bir sonraki webinarlarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Vita. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Awesome. Thank you so much for hosting me. And thank you everyone who joined.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.